Okay, what's up? YetiClaw here. I have no clue if you just saw me zoom in and out, which hopefully not, because that sounds like an awful start to the video, considering that it's pretty annoying and gives you a bit of nausea. Now, I realise you don't really want to see me just grinding through my basic characters, starting off. You want to see me attempting actual battles with actually good characters, which is why I'm going with my apparently recommended team. Now, is this short? This short 11k? Okay, you might as well bring it with 11k, same as go through this. Okay, let's go. Brilliant. We're starting off pretty good. With a very confusing episode, and as you can see, I just want to demonstrate why you want this guy to starter, okay? Now, this is a good team starting with, okay? It's pretty hard to get these characters. Now, I wouldn't always recommend her, okay? She's okay. I don't think she's a good character, though. I think she's a bit overrated because she's not very strong. But at the same time, I have always been the person who thinks destroy my opponents before they destroy me. Then I have been a person who thinks make sure that I can get the most out of my characters. I always think get the most attacks in there even if someone dies. Never care about healing. So that's a very unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion, and it's one I stick with. So I'm just going ahead with it. Now I do think this is a pretty good move, because if you put it on this guy at the right time, he can do some really good hits like that. But yeah, I think this guy is really underrated for how strong he is. He's like using. Oh dear, I'm scared. Okay, that's weird. That was really weird, actually. But I always think out of the champions, I need probably for episode 5, is it the fifth episode? I'll do a little special where I rank all of my champions that I've got or have had, or basically just unlocked. Yay! Seriously? Speed? I don't want speed. Boring. Boring. Useless fight. Useless fight. But there is something else I want to do. And that's I want to level up. Not my boots, sorry. Where are they? Oh. I want to level up this guy. This guy is a tank. He is the kind of person who you could drop a giant planet on him and you would say, tickles. He's literally that kind of person. He's like such a savage. He's really, really good. I recommend him. Oh, that's not worth it. I really recommend him, I do. But I just think he wants a good tank on there. Now, I've always been the person who thinks, why on earth would you do that? Why would you get a tank? If you get a guy who is super strong, you could probably wipe out all of your opponents one shot, okay? But truthfully, when you get to the stage I'm on now, and I'll show you a battle of it, you can try wiping out them, and they'll do the exact same thing you do and wipe you out. Look, Falwyn's Gate has been the hardest one I've ever played so far, because these guys are really hard. Some of the characters, let alone, are really strong. But look. Fine, I'll put them in. I didn't want to put them in because I think they're awful, personally. But we're just gonna go in simple battle, simple game, completely opposite of everything I just said, because it's not true. But as you can see, as it's starting off, this is kind of working. I'm knocking them out before they can knock me out. Well, I'm trying to. But as I continue, I go into the next round, and when you get to the final round, they're going to do the exact same thing I did to them. They're going to knock me out before I can knock them out. Or at least they have every time I've played it. Now, it is kind of good because I've got this person here, the Ice Banshee. She's pretty good, but she does die quickly, like really quickly. But anyway, this is a fight where my characters often die. Now, I'm going to turn it off auto here, just to really show you what I mean. Now, if I just start off, I'm going to take out this guy, because it's hard. Now, you want to get rid of these people, because if these guys do the big damage, I'm giving bad advice. Just don't listen. Well, I'd say most of the time, just go for your best moves. Autoplay has always been my way to get through these matches, because the computer is always smarter than you. You might be saving up your moves to make a cool entrance to the next battle, but they're no good making a cool entrance if you die whilst trying to make it. So the computer always knows that the second you have those moves available to use them, the computer is always smarter than you, because the computer... Oh my gosh, I won. The computer doesn't have like this temptation that you do to do such things, whereas just simply you using it, you might think, oh, but I can save it up to make an entrance, and then you just die. I don't think you understand what I mean, because I'm always talking weird stuff. But anyway, we've got time. I'm gonna show off my champions, or in the time we've got left. So, look, well, my team. So in team 2, I've got the Frozen Banshees, it's called. With all this is a good setup. Okay, if you want strong characters, get this as a good setup. Then War Priests haven't got anything. I should probably change that. But my other one in number 2, they should go in number 2. This person also has nothing. That's also quite bad. And this person's in number 2, and they also... Okay, my number 2s aren't a very good one. But number 3 is where it gets strong. You see, these people here, plus 8 attack damage weapons, really good. Got really good lifesteal weapons. And just for the shield, I'm going to give him... Okay, what's he lacking in shield? He's lacking accuracy. No, I haven't seen him miss though. I'm just going to give him a basic attack thing there, because that's at least something stronger for him. Yay, and he gains the attack bonus, which is good for him. Then, of course, there's the Pitker, who's a this is one where I went wrong, but haven't bothered changing it, because I use him so rarely. He's a character that's there, that I don't really use. But he still exists if I ever need him, and that's actually pretty average. The Brute is pretty good. He's got pretty good health and attack, but he's it's pretty awful. I'm just basically getting annoyed with the builds I've made for my own people. I'll equip him with that. Saurus is pretty good as well. He's an attacker with health. But here it is, where this is what you want ideally for your character. A nice basic strong build, full-on life set. Really good for him. This is the spitting image of what you want for a character. Just complete this. Just complete this. Imagine that made sense. I'm gonna equip this instead, continue, swap artifact. I'm also not going to have the critical rate, it's pretty awful, because it doesn't show up, so I'll add in, although it's not as good, I'm pretty sure I should have it now attack actually appears. I feel like lifesteal should as well, but attack appears now, which is good. And as well, it's not exactly the most worth it, but because she's got bad HP, I'm gonna swap out. It's a lot of defense I'm losing, but he's gonna be attacking first. But anyway, this is a very long episode. This is YetiClaw here.